Hello and welcome to the 5-Minute Manager. These are very quick and hopefully helpful tips for frontline managers on recruitment and retention. My name is Rob Snyder. I'm the co-founder of a technology company called OurWork, which is a new way to approach recruitment and retention for quick service restaurants and all hourly workplaces. Let's jump in to today's training. So all these trainings are about the same topic. How do we keep our stores staffed? Today, what I'm going to be walking you through is the number one thing you can do to get more hires. Now, this is important right now because we're heading into summer, and as we're heading into summer, everyone's trying to hire fast. All of our volume's going to go up. We're going to need more bodies in, and we're going to need more people to work for us very soon, like yesterday. And so here's the number one thing you can do to get more hires. Now, this is especially useful for you if you have people who apply but maybe don't show up to interviews, people who come to interviews but don't show up to orientation, and people who show up to orientation but don't show up on their first day, which, if I've seen a lot of restaurants, I know that all three of these things happen far more frequently than we would like. Okay, so in 2021, so last year, I looked at hiring data for over 5,000 restaurants. Now, question for you. Out of 10 applicants, so let's say you get 10 applicants this week, how many hires will you get out of that? Now, we looked at this data for over 5,000 restaurants, and we saw a very wide range. From the low end of the spectrum was like 0.6 hires for every 10 applicants you get. But then on the high end of the spectrum, we saw 4.4 hires out of 10 applicants you get. Now, that is a very big difference. That's about 7 times difference. So some restaurants need 7 times more applicants to get the same amount of hires as other restaurants. And today, it's really hard to get 7 times more applicants. And so we dug into what are the best restaurants doing differently to turn more applicants into hires. Here is why the best performing restaurants win the talent war. Now, it comes down to this. In their interviewing, hiring, orientation process, they are focused on one thing and one thing alone, which is convincing candidates to choose them, right? Everybody today can apply anywhere and get job offers anywhere. So we have to be focused on how do we get a candidate who can get a job anywhere to choose us. Now, here's the 3 different pieces that I've seen work exceptionally well in this process. First is in every interaction, ask and learn about the candidate. Figure out what's important to them. What are they looking for in their next job? People aren't used to being asked this. They're used to being interviewed and interrogated in the hiring process. If you focus on what the candidate cares about, ask them what they're interested in, that turns the tables and helps you start to convince them to choose you. Once you learn this, you share with the candidate why they're going to love this job, why they're going to love working on your team, right? That is the entire focus. This is how you convince people to choose you. And then after the interview, after your phone screen, after your in-person interview, after your orientation, when you're really drilling this in, thank the candidate a ton and follow up multiple times. Over communicate. What I've seen some of the best restaurants do is follow up after someone applies at least 5 times in the next week to thank them for their application and say how excited you are to have a conversation with them, how excited you are for their orientation. Right? This is how you win. This is how you need 7 times fewer applicants than other restaurants. When you do this well, you don't need a ton of applicants to come in because you're converting 4 or 5 out of 10 into hires that stay around. So to sum it up, the lesson is that in today's short-staffed world and in the short-staffed future, we all have to sell candidates on choosing us versus all of their other options. So instead of a world where we were in charge and we got to screen people and say, why should I choose you? Tell me about yourself and tell me why I should choose you. We've got to sell. What are you most excited for in your next job? And how can we be the best option for you? All right, that is our manager training. Now, if you're not signed up for our work, you don't know who we are, you have no clue who I am, and you need a new source of applicants, or you need new ways to improve retention and reduce turnover, you can get in touch with me directly. My email is rob@ourwork.com. Be happy to walk you through what we do and how we may be able to help you, like we've helped over 5,000 restaurants. All right. Thank you all.